Hi, I just had the most disappointing shopping day today. Absolutely very disappointing. I just went into in today's episode of Australia's Undownfall. I'm at the Westfield, the local town here, and they still call it Westfield, but there's more women. There's more foreign women wearing headscarves here than actual Aussies, and I should change the name to Islamophile. That's what it is now. Oh my god, I've just had the most frustrating, could you believe it, right? I was in JB Hi-Fi, searching for a part from my Osmo bit. I seem to have misplaced the clamp that holds the phone and the Osmo together. So I'm sorry if this is out a bit wonky though, because I've lost the part that I need to keep it together. Sorry about the wobbliness. And I didn't have it, but to my shock, I actually saw that there was a Indian woman and a man, and the woman was wearing a headscarf, right? And the staff, the JB Hi-Fi staff member was a dude, I'm sure, that had blue hair and was wearing a lanyard with all the pride rainbow on it. I go, oh my god, this is the perfect snapshot of woke Australia. It's just unfucking believable. And to add to that, the guy this dude with blue hair was saying, they were buying some sort of Osmo too, and this guy said, under Australian, with Australian consumer law. I'm like, they're not Australian. Why are these fucking migrants, right? They want it both fucking ways, and in my opinion, it's disgusting because they want it both ways. They want to be here, right, and be called one of us, and then they still wear their freaking headscarf, which is a big fucking sign that we can all see that they are not Australian. Because if the headscarf becomes an Australian thing, fuck off with that bullshit. I'm not fucking wearing it. It was unbelievable to me that this JB Hi-Fi blue hair dude was telling these migrants who, this woman was standing there wearing a pink headscarf and telling them about the Australian consumer law. I am so fed up with this bullshit of these migrants, right, wanting to come here, being called one of us when they're clearly not, and they get to wear their bloody headscarves and actually be called one of us while doing everything possible to separate themselves from us by wearing the headscarf in the fucking first place. It's a disgrace and disgusting. You're not Australian, so why should you get this? Why should Australian laws be protecting those who are not us? It seems to me that Australian law actually means jack shit, because it feels like the Australian law is protecting those who aren't us more than us, and that is a fucking disgrace. Sorry for the swearing, I'm just so pissed off. It's unbelievable. And at the post office, this is the town that I went to high school in, and oh my god, it is taken over. It has been invaded and taken over by headscarf wearing foreign women that no one has the guts to actually stand up and say anything about, because God forbid we do that. It's unbelievable. And if you are that cowardly that you have to wear a piece of cloth over your head or on your head just to leave the house, you are not compatible with traditional Australia that is dying because of you and Elbow. You're not one of us just because you're here. I remember in the very far past that there was more to being Australian just because you're freaking here. There used to be a lot more to it. You spoke English, you assimilated, and you didn't wear a big cloth on your head. Yes, it seems like that old ancient idea has been forgotten. It's really sad that, yes, assimilation seems like such an ancient idea today, even though it should be the most logical if you actually care about your country and want to keep it the way it was, which was fine the way it was. In the post office today, I saw, which was also not helpful, had quite an unsuccessful day. I've not been able to get what I want, apart from a bunch of angers. I went into two stores today and have not found one. There were 3 Muslim women wearing some form of headscarf and an Indian staff worker in the post office. I'm just like, the foreign capture of Australia is unbelievable. The scope and how far the rabbit hole of the foreign capture of Australia goes, it is endless. And I am fed up with it. I want my country back. Oh yes, and I want to respond to the online trolls on X that are tearing me apart, that are coming for me. It's a huge tragedy with in society and with humanity, if these trolls are really people, that the sense of having a real debate, a respectful debate without insulting each other, is a lost, far gone ancient idea. That you'd be a dinosaur just for I almost feel ancient just suggesting it. Respectful debates online seems to be long gone, and the idea of nuance seems to be something that people are highly allergic to. So I commented under Russell Brand's quote tweet about the arrest of the Tate brothers. Now again, I don't support or endorse everything that they do and say, but I, unlike these trolls, can understand that there is a reason why the Tate brothers attract the audience of young white men and have captured the attention of young white men, and why the media and the UK government, full of globalist retarded cowards, they cannot see why they hate the Tates, because young white men are one group of humanity that it's okay for you to hate on and to attack, because the left are insane. So, and their Tates, their message is they encourage young men to be strong. They started their own school. They understand Bitcoin, which I do not. I fully 1,000% support Bitcoin's right to exist. I don't understand it, but I also hate the banks. So any form of currency that doesn't involve a bank, a mainstream bank, I 100% support, because I hate the banks. I hate them. I think they're just as useless as Centrelink. I cannot stand the banks. So I I'm on board with Bitcoin existing. I just don't understand it. If anyone can help me understand Bitcoin, I'd like to be able to understand it. I don't understand it, but yeah, I support Bitcoin's right to exist, and I respect the Tate brothers for their speaking out on how useless and such a scam that the traditional education system is, and I really think that is why the system of the media in the UK government hates the Tate brothers. And also there's the fatherless crisis in society today, and with young men looking for good role models, and society has shut the door on Christ. The same system that hates young white men also hates Jesus. So if you love Jesus Christ, then the system just hates young men more. So I'm not surprised that young men have captured the attention of the Tate brothers. Do I think that the Tate brothers are the best option for young men to connect to? Of course not. There's Pat Frag, there's Russell Brand. I think it's a more improved. But anyway, you can't. I was saying that trying to add some nuance, trying to tell that reason why I respect the Tates and stand with them. It's so freaking strange how he was arrested in Miami because of the UK government. It's insane. Even if you don't like him, it's insane that happened. So the trolls were coming for me this morning saying that I'm mentally ill, I'm insane, they told me to go seek help, and I'm mentally ill. I'm like, the irony is hilarious. These trolls coming for me when calling me mentally ill, and just because they don't like what I say. I'm like, just because you don't agree with what I'm saying, it does not make me mentally ill. Just because you don't agree with me. I, in fact, say that if you're calling me mentally ill because you don't agree, I actually would say that you're calling out yourself. I think you're calling out yourself. I know who I am. I'm a freaking sinner who needs God. I know who I am. And first of all, I wasn't asking for you trolls to agree with me in the first place. I was just sharing what I think. I don't really need your fact. I wasn't asking for these trolls to validate what I say. I just said what I said. Doesn't mean you have to agree with me. It's really sad that they're online debates. And it's sad, if these trolls are people, which I'm not sure whether they are or not, but if they are people, it shows that people still are people not capable of thinking outside of the mainstream box anymore. Like, to these trolls, if they are people, do they just believe whatever the mainstream media says? It's unbelievable, because people just are not capable of thinking outside of what the news tells them. They just hate whoever the TV tells them to. It's insane. I want to comment on Pauline's domestic violence comments. As a survivor of that myself, I don't really agree with Pauline's comments, but I do not want anyone to think that I'm discrediting her experience of it. She said that she's been through it herself, and how she personally reflects on her own experience is purely up to her, and that's her choice. I am still in ways recovering from my experience. I've been out of my domestic violence experience for a few years now, and actually, August 2nd will be 9 years since I left my experience of that. 9 years. Crazy how fast time goes. And yeah, the healing of that continues. Now, Pauline Hansen said that women should not put up with it. And in a way, she's right. I should not put up with it. But I did personally feel that her statements lacked the empathy required with this topic, because leaving is when you're in it. It's phone lost group. When you're in it, when you're in a domestic violence experience, leaving is the most scariest thing you can do. It's a really shit deal, because you're scared when you're in it, but leaving is also scary, so you're kind of in fear either way. You either leave alive or you don't. It's tragic. I wish it on no one. I pray for its end in society. Domestic violence is horrible, and of course anyone can go through it. It's a great evil in society. I pray for its end, and I almost came to it's getting personal now. I had many nights slept with my bag packed, because I didn't know if I was going to run or kicked out, or I thought about running away in the head of the night a few times. But as a woman, I had it drilled into me by my dad, even though that's who the situation was with. As a woman, I thought me being alone at night wasn't really safe, so I stayed. Leaving is hard. But so yeah, I do feel Pauline's comments. I'm so glad. I've been waiting for a Australian politician to actually speak on the issue. So I'm glad that she's at least talking about it. That's been a long time coming. I would love to have a coffee with her and talk about this, because maybe some nuance in her comments got lost. And I do understand how the media hates her and twists everything she says. Of course, I understand that, and I do think that happens. But I don't know. I would have loved to have been in that Crown room in Perth, and every time she's in Perth, I never find out about it until it happens. There's some certain areas in Perth I would love to take her to. I'm wondering what she saw in Perth. I would love to have a coffee with her and just talk about this domestic violence issue and what she really meant by her comments, because maybe there was some nuance that got lost. Now, I'm very glad that a Australian politician is talking about the issue of domestic violence at all, because that's been a long time coming. It usually doesn't get talked about until someone dies. Especially if the news don't talk about it until someone dies. I think it's absolutely tragic, and I pray for its end, and God rest the souls of the tragic women that have died, and I pray for that true justice happens in every case. And that's my knowledge on that. I saw that there were trans and all the gender confusing signs, pride and trans signs at the Perth airport, which is, we all know what that is, don't you? People wanting to be special and important when they aren't. And all of the gender bullshit is just, one, it's a virtue signal that will do nothing and achieve nothing. And it also shows the tragic lack of knowledge and faith in this country of God and Christ, and that nobody, and that these lefties have shut the door on Christ, so they have to come up with all these made up identities to feel special when you're already special, because God and Christ has died for you and loves you. How you are and how you were born is good enough to Jesus. He created you that way, so he didn't make a mistake when you were born. If only we could get that passage, that Jesus created you and he loves you the way you are, and you're enough the way you are, and he did not make a mistake when he created you in the first place. We need to get that passage out there to these lefties. If they were to take if they could spare a second to hear it, it could be life-changing. I know for me personally, hearing that my body is a holy temple for Jesus to live in, it was unbelievable. It changed my life forever. That's my rant for today. In today's episode of Australia's Downfall. Now I'm going to go get some lunch. Thank you for watching.